Welcome back. This is lesson 8 of our 10-part series, Learn Swift Quick. And today we are going to take a virtual trip to Canada to learn what is a function and how to use them. So let's get started. What is a function? Functions are self-contained chunks of code that perform a specific task. You give a function a name that identifies what it does, and this name is used to call, with call in quotes, the function to perform its tasks when needed. You want to pay very close attention to that because before the lesson is over, we will be doing a summary exercise. Okay? So I want to give you an example of a function, but before I do, or a couple examples, without the jargon, without the technical jargon, a function holds a block of code that you could use anywhere in your project. Once you create that function, all you got to do is call the function. The reason it's used is because, like I said, if you can have a bunch of if-then or if-else or switch case statements, and if you need to call that switch statement later on in your code, instead of writing out, it might be like 50 lines of a switch statement with 50 different cases. But if you put it in a function, all you got to do is put the name of the function, and bam, there you have it. So let's get started here. So we are going on a trip to Canada. We've just crossed the line, and we see that we see the signs. It says the speed limit is, well, let's just say 85. But it says kph instead of mph. So we're like, well, we don't know what 85. I mean, we don't know what 85, kilometers per hour is. We're from America, and some cars do have that kilometers per hour on there, but it's so small. Unless you have an eagle eye, you can't see it. So let's create a function as such to create kilometers per hour to miles per hour, and it will look something like this. So convert kilometers to miles. Looks good to me. KM colon. That's going to be a double. It's going to come out on a double. And we need to return something. So we're going to get it to return a double. You can do that like this. Anytime this particular symbol means return. It's a dash with a greater than sign, which forms an arrow. We want it to come back a double. So you use your open brace and your closed brace, and you put the actual function between the braces. So we'll say let the miles equal kilometers times, and so 0.62 kilometers equal 1 mile. So we'll say 0.62. Okay, now that's going to give me an error because it's a double. So we're going to have to put a 0 in front of it. Bam. All right. So far, so good. And we're going to ask it to return the miles. Load this up some. So it doesn't want to show anything. So let's go print. I tell you what, that's okay. I don't want to print it straight yet because it is a function. So we wrote the function already. Okay, so that's there. So let's say let km kilometers in miles equal that function we just created. Okay, and so it's asking for input from the user. Well, how many kilometers do you want to show? So it said, what was it, 85 miles per hour? So it said 85. So if you see 85 kph, kilometers per hour, it means that the speed limit is around 52. Okay, I personally would do 50 if I didn't want a ticket. Okay, so we're in Canada and we know that if the speed limit is 85 kph, that the max speed for us is 52.7. Okay, or roughly 53 miles an hour if you round it off. Okay, so now we're in Canada, we're driving, we know the legal speed limit now. And so what's the first thing we want to do? Well, we're hungry, so we want to basically go get something to eat. Okay, so we're in a restaurant, everybody orders a steak dinner, and we need to know how much this stuff costs, because steak dinners aren't cheap. So we need to convert our, because we haven't had a chance to like go get Canadian money or anything, so we have to convert our US dollars to Canadian dollars, okay, or convert Canadian dollars to US dollars. That way, when we get our bill, we'll know how much we owe. So let's create a function to convert the currency. And it should look something to this effect. Convert Canadian dollar to US dollar. Enter our parameter. And return $1. So we'll say let the US dollar equal the Canadian dollar times the currency rate ratio between the two, which is 0.741, and return the US dollar. So we have that function done. So now we figured out, okay, we got, well, just so you know, so I was thinking if I should do it or not. I can say print US dollar. It's not wanting to do that. Okay. Why? Because that's a function, and in a function they want you to either call it with putting itself down as the name of the function, or getting a constant or a variable to call it. So let's do it this way. We'll say let Canadian to US dollar equal the function we just made. And they want to know. Okay, so I can use this one. So we're in the restaurant and we get our bill. Okay. So it says, I don't know, everybody had steak dinners. Let's say the bill is $198. So that would be $122.76 in American dollars. Okay, everybody's following along. Now, here's the problem. Now that we got that converted, we know that's how much our bill is in American dollars. Good deal. But the problem is that this waitress that we had, I mean, she was fast. She never let our glasses go empty. And she was attractive. So, you want to give her a tip. You don't want to just up and be like, okay, so how are we going to add this tip into our bill? Well, we'll have to create a constant, first of all. We'll call it tip. How about that? And we'll say, well, let that tip equals that function that we just created. And the bill was $198. Okay. And let's see, what is the regular tip these days? Like 15% for regular service. She was cute, she was fast, she was friendly. So I'm gonna go, let's go 25% on the tip. Okay. So let's see what we got here. So our bill is 122. We got a 25% tip, which is $30.69. Well, you know what? I don't feel like doing that in my head right now. So let's do this. Let's make a constant called total bill. Total bill equals Canadian dollar to US dollar plus the tip. And that gives us $153.45 in American dollars. Bam, there you go. So we went to Canada, we figured out how fast we're allowed to drive, we figured out how much we have to pay to feed ourselves. And now it's time to go to the hotel. But here's the problem. The sign says $89, no, it says $90, no, it says $100 kilometers to the hotel we picked. Oh man, well, how many miles is that? Well, let's figure it out. How are we going to figure out? We got to go all the way back up here and write all this stuff again. No, if you've been paying attention to the lesson, you would just simply write the name of the function. And figure out 90 kilometers. So basically, all in all, we really have 55 miles to drive. You see that? Now, at the beginning of the lesson, I told you to pay attention because I was going to give you a summary test of the lesson. So in the summary and conclusion, what I would like for you to do, okay, is to define what a function is and how to use it without copying and pasting. Because the first thing you would do is say, oh, I'll just go up here and copy and paste this and I'll put it down there. No, not today. If you've been paying attention, what's the name of the lesson? Functions. And I told you what they're used for. So the idiot, okay, or the dummy would go up here and try to copy and paste this. Whereas the person that had paid attention to the lesson, okay, would come up here, take out this comment, okay, and replace it with quotation and that. Take out this comment and replace it. Matter of fact, I don't need the header. Okay. And we'll simply put print. to make a thing called function, define, func, open brace, hit it off with a closed brace. Okay. Now it's a function. Okay. So if I says, hey, tell me what, without copying and pasting, what is a function and how is it used? Simply, all you have to do is call the function. Okay. And how do you do that? You just call it. Define func. Done. Okay, so what do you see as a result? Functions are self-contained chunks of code that perform a specific task. You give a function a name that identifies what it does, and this name is used to call the function to perform its task when needed. So that concludes our lesson on functions. There's a lot more we can do with functions, but that's for the intermediate and advanced classes that I will be giving very shortly on Udemy for a small price. Our next class or lesson will be actually classes, and then our final lesson will be on optionals. So thanks for following along. If you have any questions, as usual, just throw a comment down in the comment section, and I'll be glad to get back with you. And we'll see you tomorrow to learn about classes.